Okay. Hello.
Hi, Veronica.
We're swapping hats. So please tell me if you have anything specific, like a topic for this conversation. We need to agree it's 30 minutes and we don't overdo it today.
So, what I've been thinking about, and maybe it will be helpful to expand today,
Hmm.
it's about the vision board. I created a vision board a couple of months ago. Has
Hmm.
been really helpful because I'm a visual person and looking at images evokes something in terms of what is important to me.
Hmm.
And that has been very helpful. But I think I could make better use of the vision board because, in a way, it just feels a little bit passive. I look at the vision board and, like, oh, yeah, remember what you need to focus on.
Uh-huh.
And that has been helpful, but I think I could make better use of the vision board.
Okay. So when you say so it's like you want a better outcome of the vision board?
Yeah, I think ultimately it's about
Yeah.
having a better outcome of the things that
Yeah.
um, I put in the vision board so that
Yeah.
what I wanted to achieve will happen, I guess. Yeah.
So how does it look like a better outcome?
I think would be because that's what I've been thinking about more. Sometimes I think that I need to break down what I need to do, and also maybe have almost like a habit of every week that I would be more conscious of spending some time thinking about the vision for board, what I
Mhm.
have done, what needs to be done. So being more intentional. So the word intentional is coming to my mind. Yeah, intentional.
Right. So you said to have but to use it better.
Yeah,
So you've done it. Visually, it's great. It sounds like almost like it's a little bit abstract. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the pictures and they look great and they evoke something. Yeah, vision,
yes,
maybe. But it sounds like you're telling me you'd like something more uh structured for day to day or week to week
yes,
that would hold that intention that is on the vision board,
yeah.
like yeah, that will
I
hold the vision. Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. I think it's just almost like the next step. The next step, because I have to say, has been very helpful because it's on my laptop, it's in the screen, in the background
Yeah.
screen. And I think if you have the constant reminder, I think it really helps,
Mhm.
but I can take it a little bit further.
Yeah. Um, okay. So if this was a really good session, what would you like to have by the end of it?
Um, I think what is coming to my mind is having a particular time, it can be just once a week, that I look or what I have been doing in terms of the, for example, it can in my vision board is the training that I'm doing, the coaching training, my driving, money, not much, but it's almost like I need to do an accountability exercise of what have I done this week? because it's important to acknowledge what I have done and also what I can do next week. Yeah. So I'm thinking about an accountability. I'm writing it down. That I actually acknowledge the things I have been doing so that I'm not so hard on myself. And then what I can do the week after that moves me towards my goal. Yeah. And I don't think it should take a long time to do this, if I think about it. Yeah,
Yeah, so it sounds like some sort of reflection,
I agree with you. I do
like a
agree with you.
reflection on what have I done so far
Yeah,
and what is next. So it's like you know where you're going and you just want a little bit of a regular reflection to stay on track.
to stay on track. I like that. Yeah, yeah, to stay on track.
And why is it important for you right now to stay on track of that vision board? What's on the
Well, because I know my pattern, if I look at the past experiences, I can just go everywhere and I might end up nowhere. But
hmm
it's almost like my brain tends to do that.
hmm
So recognizing that is the default mode, I need to have something to keep me on track, that I don't just go everywhere and then I end up nowhere. Yeah, that's why I think it's important to me, knowing myself.
Okay. We're talking a little bit about having the better use of the vision board, better outcome, and you mentioned you would like to break down what you need to do. You finally say that maybe on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So how do you think that reflection could look like?
You were thinking about that, and something came up that made me smile.
Yeah.
Um, I can actually, and that would not take me much time. I can actually record it and then becomes a transcript and I can put on a file. So literally we're talking about 5 minutes a week that I can just go to different things I'm doing. What am I doing with my driving? That has been helpful. What have I doing with my coaching? That has been helpful. So I record it and then becomes a transcript. And then I put on a file, I look at it, and then that gives me a sense of, okay, so things are kind of moving for me. Um, yeah, a quick check-in, like a just quick check-in, but saying it and see the words and having like a file, it gives me a sense of movement that I'm going somewhere. It's not only my head. It always comes down, we humans, we need to feel, I gather,
Mm.
that we are moving somewhere.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I see it as a very human need that we are moving.
Totally. And it's just reminded me, I smile when you say about moving forward, a reminder, because it reminds me of our conversations about the theme for the year.
Yeah,
And we never came up with a word, but you said it's something to do with a feeling.
yes, yes. I came up with a word it has been helpful,
Mm?
and it's not the most exciting one,
Mhm.
but has been very helpful, and
Mhm.
you will fit into this conversation.
Okay.
And the word has been consistent.
Mhm.
And you
Mhm.
know, when sometimes I don't feel like it,
Mhm.
uh, and then I'm thinking, be consistent. I can apply that with the driving. And
Mhm.
I'm seeing the results of that because with the driving, we have been through this before, how difficult it has been. And
Mhm.
if I was going to guide my decision according to my mood, I would most likely would cancel some of the lessons because
Mhm.
at the beginning I was literally petrified just to be in front of a wheel.
Mhm.
Just thinking about I need to get into the car, that was enough to make me petrified. It was unbelievable. I would not sleep just thinking the next day I had a driving lesson. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
Really, really bad, Veronica. Just driving, just like with my instructor. But the word of be consistent, be consistent, be consistent,
Mhm.
slowly came to a point that tomorrow I have my driving lesson and I'm actually excited about it.
No way.
I am excited because it's the
Wow.
build up, the slowly building up and trying and just be consistent, 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 consistent. Then you are more confident, and then is the feedback loop. Then now I'm actually excited tomorrow. 3 hours driving, I am excited.
Wow.
So whatever it's I'm doing, it's working. And if
Mhm.
it helps with my driving, it can help with anything. So the word is consistent. It's not a very exciting word, but
Yeah.
maybe that's what I needed.
Mhm.
That, and I
Yeah.
think I can apply, and also with the vision board, if I'm consistent every week, I just look, take 5 minutes, just record what actually I have been doing and then have a file that keeps me the accountability that then I feel a little bit more confident moving forward. Yeah,
Wow. So like an extra step to track consistency, how you show up,
yes,
that gives you confidence, you said,
I
and
think so.
leads literally from fear to excitement.
If you think about the driving, it's kind of a miracle.
Yeah, and we spoke about it last session, and we were talking about, I remember we were talking about showing up, and it was like one of the main word we mentioned a few times. It was like, oh yeah, something about showing up, how you show up, and it made you feel better how, yeah, you've been showing up with your driving, and it's not that bad, right? So it makes you realize the progress you make, that it makes you realize that you move forward and it evokes some positive emotions
Yeah.
that propel you forward, like even like that, like a momentum, something like it creates momentum.
You're right. You're totally right. And I've
Mm,
been thinking about the petrol head, and I've been mentioning that
yeah.
word in my driving lessons.
Hmm.
When you go to the fast roads,
Hmm.
70 miles per hour, I even tell my driving instructor, I said, no, I'm a petrol head. And he's like, just go, go, go. And we're like, go, 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 go. And it makes such a huge difference because you feel more relaxed.
Playful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I've been taking all that we've been talking about and putting in place, and that includes a petrol head.
Hmm.
So that, and also being consistent and almost like applying the same system to other things, including the vision board. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I wonder how else you can apply this framework, this way of doing things to other areas of your life.
Yes. So I can apply because I'm doing an hour training. I think I mentioned ACT training, really, really great one. And being consistent because you have the videos, you have exercises to do, and reminding myself every week I keep following the course. And so and also with the counseling, I putting myself up there, and I'm also on Instagram. I need to be more excited about it because at the moment I don't feel, but at least I'm experimenting. And that for me is progress, I guess. It's progress. You're just trying things. Yeah.
Brilliant. So something to do with consistency, moving forward, whether you feel like it or not, um, you reflect. So you mentioned that you can actually record it to be more
Yeah.
strategic and to
Yeah.
make sure that it happens. How can you make sure that it happens on a weekly basis?
Well, if I put it on, and I can do that on a Sunday on my Google Calendar and just take 5 minutes. 5 minutes, vision board. I know what that means. And just having that time to sit down and say, well, I've done this, I've done that. Next week, I will I will work on something else. I don't think I'm asking too much. Don't, it's not much, Veronica. We're not.
And so you will be like looking at your vision board. Is that like your
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so like that's the vision and you're like tracking your progress towards that
exactly.
thing. Mhm.
Yeah, because it makes you accountable. So you look at different
In
images.
each thing, yeah, yeah,
Exactly. It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
very simple system. Like,
Mhm.
what are you doing regarding your training? And I can say, well, there's the driving. So it's gentle, but at the same time, it makes me accountable and also recognize what I have done and what I can do moving forward.
And as you said, more intentional, your
More
life, your
intentional.
days.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So when you think about that better use of it, of your vision board, how do you feel about it?
It's just what I'm thinking is you need almost to be, you don't have to be very clever. It's just you have to be very intentional, be smart. I'm
Mhm.
not talking about something very complicated. This is an aside, but in a way it will help you with why I'm saying this because when I'm running on my treadmill because the weather is not great, I watch Shark Tank, as you do in
Right?
my world. Do you know Shark Tank?
It rings a bell, but I don't remember exactly what it was about.
So it's on BBC iPlayer, and it's the Shark Tank. That means it's the American version of very well-known entrepreneurs that are helping people who are starting their business.
Ah, a little bit like Dragon's Den?
That's right. It's the
Ah, right,
American
right.
version.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm picking up on patterns.
Mhm.
And what all the Shark Tanks say to the entrepreneurs, the people who are starting, is you have been consistent, you didn't give up in your idea, you figured it out, you failed, but you were consistent, 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 consistent until something happened. So that is the textbook of what they do. It's not like something out of another world. It's just they tell that to everybody.
Mhm.
They say, you figure out, you didn't give up. There were some, you failed, but you kept moving.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's it. I don't need to invent the wheel. This is the wheel.
Mm.
This is what people do, and anyone can do it because people who never had any experience in business, they just had a great idea and then they figure it out. They were consistent, consistent, consistent. They tried, they were like almost failing, but figuring out consistent. And then something happened.
Mm.
And that's what they say to all of them. You were consistent. And I'm like, is that the secret? So I can do that with my vision board.
Yeah,
I
I
can
think
do that
so.
with my vision board. Be
It's a good
consistent.
point.
Figure it out.
Sounds a
Figure
little bit
it
like
out.
a secret.
Yeah,
A secret to a secret to what, do you think?
I think it's to be more, it's to move from survival mode, you just paying the bills to, oh, I can actually do something that is not about surviving, it's more about thriving. Because that's what happens. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you're gonna track your progress
Yes.
towards the vision that you have that you captured on your vision board
Yes.
so that you can thrive and not just survive.
I think that's why you have a vision board. Yeah.
Okay, I was just summarizing
Yeah.
like
I know what you mean.
the session.
Mhm.
Okay. So in terms of that reflection, you say that it's kind of actually simple. It sounds like a secret, but it doesn't seem too complicated. Um, it reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? Well, of course, I'm a neuroscientist. It reminds me of neuroplasticity.
Yeah,
Repeat, repeat,
that's
repeat,
right.
right? Consistency,
That's the
show up.
scientists
Yeah,
confirming.
just like could not miss that one. Like this, it's the secret, right? The
Yeah,
secret to your brain to rewire, and so you keep doing the wanted behavior.
that's right. Yeah.
So what can get in the way?
Um, Self-doubt.
Mhm. Internal stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Self-doubt. Um, oh yeah, it's the self-doubt. Um,
What about the external factors?
well, if I don't know. Uh, because there are things that might not be in my control.
Mhm.
And um,
You might be busy on a Sunday.
I might be busy on a Sunday, but I think if I even think about the word consistent, it we're talking about 5 minutes. It's just 5 minutes on a
Yeah.
Sunday. Yeah. So it doesn't, I don't feel anxiety about it because we're talking about 5 minutes on a
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you were quite vocal that it seems simple,
Yeah.
doable.
We're not asking much. Not,
Okay, so
I have,
you're ill, stuffy
I
nose,
think
and you're like, I can do 5 minutes, no problem.
I think if I had, God forbid, an accident and I lose my voice, maybe that is an issue. But if I
I imagine you in the car upside down, and you're like with your phone. I've been driving.
I've been known to behave that way in the past, but let's not go there. The
Okay,
people who
okay.
know me, they
No,
they will tell you the
I'm
story.
joking. There is no accidents coming, and no illnesses either. I was just thinking, like you have a strategy, and I'm just thinking of just making sure that that strategy works long term. So I was thinking of like, oh, maybe you have a family event or something
Oh
happens
yeah.
on a
You
Sunday. So I
you
was just
just
thinking.
cancel the family event. No, I'm joking. I am joking. I'm
No,
joking.
external factors, something
I
happens.
know. I know what you mean.
Just because you have a vision board and a theme for the year, so just to make sure that you have that regular practice of reflection, if you feel confident that it's going to happen, that brilliant.
I think, yeah, I think it just makes sense. Um,
Yeah, but it is a new habit, right?
yes, yes,
A new habit that you need to introduce in your life
yeah,
and do it regularly, right?
yeah. And because it's only 5 minutes, I just don't feel like, oh, it's another thing I need to do.
And you mentioned that you want to put it in your calendar. Is that how you're going to
Yes,
remember?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sunday will be a Sunday thing. I can change to another day because sometimes I have things on Sunday and but it's just usually Sunday you associate is the end of the week. It's almost like you are calming down and then thinking about the week ahead. It could be another day, but so far I think Sunday can work well.
Okay, that's good. Um, is there anything else that we need to cover to make sure that you make a better use of your vision board?
Mm, I think I'm okay with what we discussed today, Veronica. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just thinking like different possibilities of how you can make you better use of it. But
What
if
I
you're,
will do
yeah.
is I will do this week and then I will give you the feedback, as I did about the petrol head that has been working pretty well. So,
So you have good ideas that work well.
yeah, it has worked with what we talked about last time.
You
So,
should be proud of yourself, Isabel.
oh, thank
You
you.
really should
That's
be
very
proud of
kind.
yourself.
That's very kind of you.
It's very powerful to say, I have basically anxiety and I cannot sleep because I need to get in the car
Look,
and to go and to tell me
it's
that you're
pretty
kind of
bad.
and to
It's
tell
pretty bad. I'm
so just
telling you,
acknowledging it
it's
and
been
saying,
pretty
hey,
bad.
I'm excited now, like wow. You
If you ask my partner Tony, it has been dreadful, just dreadful. I can imagine how he must feel sometimes, how anxious I have been. It's not a good place. Many sleepless nights and months. We talk about months before my driving test, not like a day or two or a week. It's just almost like taking over a big part of my life. So,
I have a
yeah.
question. That's something that maybe I forget sometimes in coaching sessions. You as you track your progress, you know, how do you celebrate success?
Yeah, that's a big one because
Yeah.
it's something that I do not celebrate much.
I'm just thinking, I wanted to celebrate with you how far you've come with your driving. You're just telling
Okay.
me you're almost excited, like for tomorrow. I find that's massive success. I'm just trying to say, hey, you should be proud of yourself. So, how do you celebrate success?
Um, I think if I think about the driving,
Mhm.
my instructor is always celebrating how much I have improved, and I'm really grateful to have someone so supportive because he keeps me on track. He
Mhm.
says, wow, you've been doing so well. I'm really proud of you. And I feel emotional when I think about it.
Mhm.
That is so on my team. Um, I'm very grateful. I'm really grateful for that. Yeah.
So that's a little bit celebration when he says that.
Hmm?
So, is that a bit of a celebration when he says that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I feel very, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. He's been very supportive. Um, with my driving. Yeah, he's been following me since like the beginning and not giving up. And I'm very lucky to have someone that has been so supportive.
When you say lucky, I feel like there's a focus on something external, right? So there's a person that does something nice to you, you appreciate it, and you feel lucky. But what I'm curious about is your internal sense of success, that you acknowledge your success in
Yes,
something and you
yes,
celebrate
yes,
something that's like kind of coming from you.
yes, yes. I know what you mean. I think the vision board and the weekly check-in, in my view, it's my way of celebration. Because sometimes you can just get on with what you need to do, but how many times you stop and think, well, what have I achieved this week? And that's, in a way, my way of celebrating myself.
Okay, so it's kind of mental
Yeah,
celebration.
yeah. And also emotional because there is a feeling about acknowledging the small things you have done. Um, so I think one goes with the other. I'm not thinking about spending money or buying things. At the moment, I'm very cautious in how I use my money because in
Mhm.
terms of my work, it has been a little bit more quiet, and I'm spending a lot of money, Veronica, with my driving lessons. So it has to be a more modest celebration.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I can still imagine how you can celebrate without spending money.
Yes. Yeah.
So, um, I am asking about this because as you're talking to me, it makes it look like internally you acknowledge something and you celebrate your progress and you're glad about it. But as you talk about it, like the energy, it's not high. So when
And
I
I
talk
know
about
why.
celebrate, I feel like fireworks and jumping,
Yes.
right? And you're like, yeah, you know?
Yes, and
So
I tell you why, and I know the reason,
mhm,
because it has to do with my background.
mhm,
The way I was brought up, it was we never celebrated anything.
mhm.
So it's almost like a new idea of celebrating because we never celebrated anything.
I totally
So I
resonate.
know where it comes from. The energy drops because it's me making the connection. I know why I don't feel like, because I know all these years with the type of upbringing and background that I have, we never celebrated. But there's never too late to change the pattern. So it's
Yeah.
almost like I'm trying something new, knowing that we never celebrated anything, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
So from me as a coach, would you like me to reinforce it in a sense of celebration to, because so that's how I feel about it. So you talk about celebration, but it seems quite flat.
Yes.
So do you want me to encourage you to make it like a peak in emotion in in a day, that to encourage you to figure out ways of how you can celebrate things with this positive, elevated state? Do you know what I mean? Or
I know what you mean.
what do you want me from as a coach?
I think at this stage, it's almost like it's incremental.
Hmm.
Just the
Hmm.
fact that I know that we never celebrated anything.
Hmm.
And now I have a vision board and I have a weekly intention of celebrating.
Okay.
It's already a big shift. So
Okay.
you cannot go from minus 10 to
Yeah.
20.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
imagine how I was in minus 10
Hmm.
and now I'm moving towards a 1.
Okay.
So I will go to the 10 or 20, but I cannot make the leap from minus 10 to 20
Okay.
in one go.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would sound fake. It's almost like I was pushing myself to something that, yeah, you know what I know, you know what I mean.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've explained it really well. I wrote down a scale.
You
I,
cannot go from -10 to 20 just in one go. It would feel fake to me.
okay. So the vision board and the reflection
Yeah.
is a positive step forward to living intentional life, moving from surviving to thriving.
Yeah.
And that is already a big progress on your journey,
Oh, yeah.
to feel positive, encouraged, consistent, excited even.
Yes.
Excited. You said
Yes.
like you actually feel excited about your driving lesson.
That
And
was a
it's
good example of
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like that excitement is possible somewhere else then too. Because now you have a
Yeah.
framework.
I totally agree with
Wow.
you. Yeah.
I am excited for you to head that vision board. I'm like,
Thank you.
wow.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
very kind of you.
So moving forward in our future sessions, how would you like me to show up in those last, we're talking marker 8. We reflect a little bit on the progress, but we talk about the future, right? And also, as a neuroscientist, I always have the reward system in my head, and I'm like, like if you celebrate, you hit that brain with dopamine and you're like, good. So it will reinforce the behavior, right?
Oh,
So
yes.
the way I
Yes.
see it is if you celebrate, you reinforce the behavior. You know it's good for you, your brain knows it's good
Yeah.
for you, your comfort zone expands, and you move forward and forward consistently, right? So my question is again about how you would like me to show up. You already told me you're on a journey, right? So you
Yeah.
said -10, you're now on 1, and you want to get to 20. So how could I support you at the end of the session so that we stay within, we make positive progress on your
Yeah.
journey to celebrate things, but I don't push and I don't try to,
I think, for example, today was a good example that I told you about the petrol head,
yeah,
that
okay.
actually I took it that seriously and I'm using it. And
Mhm.
just to say, look, actually has worked really well. It builds up momentum for other things. So I almost like check in has worked, being accountable, and then slowly moving forward because it's already making a big difference just by telling you what I have done. So that's how I see it, Veronica.
Okay, so I've written down checking in on the positives, so positive new habits that you've implemented that give you that excitement, positivity, playfulness, those good positive emotions that are, I guess, probably associated with celebration a little bit,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Brilliant. So, what is the key takeaway from today?
Um, I think the takeaway is just slowly moving forward. I am moving forward and acknowledging that. So it doesn't have to be rapid movement, it's small and steady. Small and steady. I think that's the big takeaway.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I think it's been a really insightful conversation. I think you've
Thank you.
reflected on so many things. I hope you can celebrate through this reflection, or maybe this as a celebration,
Thank you. That's
Maybe
very
this
kind of
session
you.
Thank you. And is there anything else you would like to add before we finish?
No, I think I've got a lot from the session, so thank you. Thank you so much, Veronica.
Okay, thank you.